So what is known about the drone incident in Poland? It is known that between 20 and 23 drones crossed the Polish border and flew into Polish territory. The initial information was that there were just a few. Then later in the night, it was reported that there were 13 in total. Now, the information varies across different sources. Some mention 19, others 20, and some 23. It is also known that 3 or 4 drones were shot down. Another one is known to have crashed and damaged a residential building. Yet another was found crashed very far from where the first ones were shot down, not far from the Kaliningrad border in a village about 500 kilometers from the initial incidents. It is still unclear how many drones were shot down by Belarus. These drones flew from Belarusian territory, so the Belarusians shot some of them down en route. Others, as I understand it, turned around and flew back towards Belarus and were also shot down. This information is still being clarified, but in any case, at least 10 drones are missing somewhere in Polish territory. We should not dismiss the possibility that some of the drones, or at least one, could have reached Lithuanian territory. So here again, we must not let our guard down. If anyone finds a similar object like such a drone, please call 112 and under no circumstances touch or dismantle it, as it might not necessarily be a Gerbera, it could be a combat Shahed. The majority of the drones were destroyed by Poland's F-16 and F-35 fighter jets that flew in from the Netherlands. By the way, their success rate was quite low. They shot down only 4 out of 20 drones, that is about 20%. Ukraine's example shows that the success rate for shooting down Shaheds is between 80% and 90%. So for now, NATO's air defense is significantly lagging behind Ukraine's air defense system. It is also known that this operation was likely being prepared for a long time, since July, and that Polish and Lithuanian mobile communications SIM cards were installed in the drones. This was so that the drones could transmit data via mobile networks and be controlled. Essentially, this is information from a single source, and I don't know how seriously it can be taken. This information was provided by one of Poland's defense portals from one journalist. The data was allegedly obtained from high-ranking Polish intelligence officials. Essentially, I would say that there is some basis for this version because don't forget that just a few days ago, there was a much larger and more massive drone attack on Ukraine from Russia. About 800 drones flew into Ukrainian territory, but not a single one went astray, crossed the border, or flew into Belarus, Poland, or Lithuania. The most recent attack last night was significantly smaller. In total, there were 485 or 484 drones and a little over 40 missiles. And out of those 480 drones, 20-something still managed to get lost. So I think this might not have been an accident. It wasn't a case of getting lost. Russia is simply testing how prepared NATO's air defense is to react and how much more we can tolerate such Russian attack. So that's all the information for now. I think if I manage to gather more information, I will definitely make it public and create another video. Thank you and goodbye.